and welcome back to another painting video. Today we're painting an infinity model. We're gonna paint Tarik Mansuri, a Spitfire, I think that's his weapon, from the Hawk Islam army. So to get started, we're gonna start with some skin tones, and this one is gonna be a little bit of a challenge for me because we gotta paint some Middle Eastern skin tones. So I'm gonna try my best. Don't yell at me. So we're gonna start off first with a monster brown, and it's gonna give us a nice base on his face. Hopefully it's gonna give us a nice base. So let's get that, and let's thin it down a bit. So we get some nice, even. So I know I complain a lot about not heroic scale models, and these guys are close to that. They are kind of heroic scale, but also kind of not. So, but the game is interesting to me. So that's kind of why I'm allowing it in this instance. So let's put a little base coat on there, let that dry. While that's drying, we're gonna do majority of the armor. We're gonna paint this kind of how like the box kind of tells us to, and we're gonna go from there. So we're gonna start with a US field drab kind of color, a nice deserty tan. And this is pretty dark, so it might be a little too dark for us, but we can switch later to a lighter color as we go along. So I'm using the box art as kind of reference, so forgive me if I kind of stray away for a bit. So let's get these bits all nice and covered. It's gonna be this whole shoe mostly. Just being careful around the spots that we don't want to get painted here. Just kind of keeping an eye on our reference to keep going through here. And we do the same for this foot that we did to that one. Keeping our paint semi-thin. Chest is, some of these parts are a little confusing in here. Get the cloak as well here while we're here. Now for the arms, we're going to be getting this little armor bit right here. And the shoulder as well. We're just kind of looking for the spots. I think it's just that part, and then we'll get the arm here. Just like the armor bits, I think, on this that are this tan color. So let's get all those painted up. And that's gonna be the cloak. So we can actually just go in here, take this to the cloak. I want that. Let's get the inside there of that cloak. Let's get the rest of his glove here, and that'll be black, so we can leave that. Where is it? Oh, that's his Shaw thing. So let's continue to paint this. We want this piece as well. And this. Looks like it's green mostly, so we'll leave that as the bottom of it here. And then we'll take our color and go through the rest of this. I keep hitting my microphone. I need to find a better place for this. So let's get this nice and neat back here. There we go. Make sure that we get all of the thing covered. I think we got like a little bit of it here we can kind of get into. And then we'll just get the back as best as we can here. Okay, so now the face has had a lot of time to dry. So now we can go back to the face. We're gonna go with a desert yellow color to brighten it up. It'll probably be mixed a little bit with that first monster brown color just to kind of get a blend. We want it nice and not runny, but thin so that we can glaze it over the top of the existing color. Okay, so now we'll just kind of get like the cheeks and the mouth and all that kind of stuff. So that can dry. And now, while that's drying, we're gonna go to an olive green. So their colors seem to be olive and tans. There's a lot of those kind of colors for these guys. So we get our brush here. And then once you go ahead and start getting all these like straps and areas of the model here, including like the pouches too. When I get all these, it's a little weird because it could blend into itself, but we could switch up some of the colors a little bit here. That's the one thing about metal models too, is that, you know, I tend to lose a lot in them, in the building and stuff, so could be that I had made some mistakes while I built these guys, and then it caused some weird loss of detail. But we're just gonna kind of push through this here. And we're just gonna paint everything green, except like some little bits of stuff here and there. So let's get this grenade bandolier painted. Went a little heavy in there, so let's just be a little careful. Let's get these filters on this gas mask here. And then the lining of this coat, the borders here, all green. So we're gonna, as carefully as we can, go through this. We also want this arm bits here. It's okay to leave some spaces because we're gonna give this whole thing a wash, so don't worry if you can see some white right now, anything like that. Now we're getting this part of his like exoskeleton armor situation. Yeah, this faction drew me to it just because a lot of their stuff looks really cool, and like I don't know, like I don't feel like a lot of people in my meta are gonna be playing this. So it's cool to kind of be a differentiator in your group. I am also looking at the military orders too though. So it's not all going to be Haq Islam, like I might be playing some British people as well. But I don't have those yet. I didn't get that action pack yet. It hasn't come in the mail. So right now we're doing Haq Islam. Oh, I see how this goes. Oh, you cheeky model. We'll have to clean up the edges. You can just paint in here. It's like an underlining. So yeah, just continue to clean this up. Go through our model here. Get the cross the belt situation. And then we want to get it a little bit in there, but you can't really see in there, so it's going to be kind of difficult. But just kind of take the edge of your brush and run it along the edge there. And then we can get the parts on the boots here. Okay, so now we're gonna paint those. Paint these little feet. And make sure that we got all of it. Let's just go through here now. Looks like it's like a weird portion of this is brown and one half of it is green, so we're gonna go like this. Like that. And then the top of the armor here. And then while we're here, we'll get the goggles. These don't matter as much because they're just going to be painted black inside, so we can kind of go a little heavy there to make sure that we get it all. Okay. Now let's take a little bit of this uniform green to go over some of the armor parts, because we want kind of some differentiation between the two. We don't want between like the soft goods and the hard goods, I guess. It's funny because these paints kind of look the same, so we'll see how they kind of look here. Yeah, it's gonna look too similar here. So I think what we're gonna do then is use a US olive drab here, because I think that will change it enough, but still be green. We can mix it even with some of the greens that we've already used, just to get a browner green. There we go. And then we can put that kind of over these metallic-y bits, or like the exosuit bits. Make it more like their and just clean up the other colors as we go. Go here. Let's get that. Okay. Then we're going to go to some field gray, German field gray, for some of the cabling. The strappage, if you will. So like this, like buckle here. And then we can get the mask as well. We should get all the sides of it. And then our gloves, we're gonna also get here. And then the straps here. And the straps on this. That should be it for the straps. Let's go back to the tan color for our thing here and just clean up all of those over paints that we did here. Okay, now let's get a wash on this. Let's get our Agrax Earth Shade. It's a nice brown wash to go over all the clothing. It's gonna go over the whole thing. So you want to get it in there, get it on the greens, all the nooks and crannies here. Avoid the face as much as you can. And I'm just wiping off my brush in between, like on the areas that I go that aren't completely dry yet, just because I don't want to smear paint across this whole model on colors that I don't want to have stuff on yet. So just go through this. So you can see he's popping a lot more. Let's get the hand in there. Gotta get this. Now we gotta go here. We're not avoiding the jacket. We are going to be getting the jacket too, so just go ahead and start pulling through that. And this is going to darken our tans and our greens and everything, so we're gonna have to wait for it to dry to go in for more bits. And make sure we're getting the underside here, as well as the back end of these like feet and stuff. Make sure we're not bubbling up anywhere. So that's going to be that wash. Now while that's drying, we can work on other areas. Let's get our Blood Angels Red for his Shema, his head wrap. So just gotta determine on some of this like what is what. Okay, so it wraps this way. We're just gonna make sure we're filling all that stuff. It's right here. It's this piece here. Trying to avoid our straps for our goggles, as well as not hitting the collar, which I did, but it's okay. We can fix it. It's just we're trying our best to avoid having to fix things, so. We got some here. We want to make sure that we're getting the other side of this here as well. Okay, that's his wrap. Now for the weapons and guns, we're going to do, I'm gonna do something that I saw on some other things. Let's do, where is it? Where's my Rattling Grime? We do Rattling Grime, contrast paint. Ooh, and we're gonna take the whole lid off of it, I guess. And we're going to put it over our gun here. We're gonna get the whole thing. Ooh, you don't want it to do that. You don't want it to spill all that. So we're just gonna try to pick it up as we go. And we're leaving that piece because that piece is like a wooden color, or it's a like coppery gas tank for a flamethrower maybe. I'm not 100% sure what it is. There's that, and I'm going to do the same thing for the blade here. Make sure we're getting all the edges here. Switching to a smaller brush to get the pistol here. Don't want too much there, and then the grenades as well. And we'll get the strap here. As well as this little piece of the backpack. Okay, now let's go to a, we need like a nice wooden brown color. Oh, we actually have, let me see. You know what, I think it's actually a tank, so let's get this brassy brass color for the tank of the flamer that's on this gun. That's what I think it is anyway. I'll stick by that until I read the rules. It says Spitfire, I think, and I think that's his gun, so it would make sense that this is a flamethrower. Okay. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this Ethermatic blue here, just a little bit, and I'm gonna put it, I'm gonna kind of glaze it into this blade, just so that the blade has like a little kind of blue tint to it. And then we're gonna take our regular medium sea gray and we're gonna paint the backpack this color. Our backpacks are gonna be gray. So let's get this. Try to avoid getting those straps that we've already painted with that field gray color. Cool. Now we can get some tan yellow and bring it into the armor, the cloaks and stuff a little bit more. So let's just do that, get it kind of wet, so it's a little, it's kind of too big of a brush probably. It's like, on second thought, this brush is too big for this. Switch to our smaller brush here. Okay, and then just kind of get some of these areas here. Also just kind of edge highlight if you want. Just want to make it kind of thin so that when it dries, it's a little transparent. It's not just clumpy. But you don't want it to be too runny, so. It's another game we're playing here. Just pick out some areas that you'd like to have stand out a little bit more on your guy. You can also go through here and lighten this up a little bit. These higher areas of the cloak. That was probably the wrong choice of where to place that one, but whatever. Just kind of go through all the little bits and bobs here. Add some little highlight points to them. Like that. You can just also kind of get here just to show that that color is also there. I kind of like him with a gray beard, but we'll see. We got to get our white now for his dotting the eyes. The most stressful part of this whole thing. So let's just put those there. We'll probably have to fix his skin. Get our black for dotting the eyes. And also filling in the goggles here. Okay. And let's do like I guess we'll do the brown wash over the face just to get some more shadows and stuff on there, and also it'll darken the beard a bit too. So let's just do that. We'll fix this as we're here. And we'll wash the backpack. Okay. And then lastly, we're gonna dry brush some gunmetal onto the guns to give them a more gun look. Why is this there? Oh, there's a wash, that's why. So let's get our gunmetal. Let's get a cruddy brush here. Put a bunch of gunmetal on it. And then we're just gonna go over the gun here, go over the blade to give it like that flecked metally look. You can do some on the grenades as well. And there we have it. That is how we are painting our Hawk is Long. And this is our Tarik Mansuri. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.